The New York City Department of Transportation's Commissioner Edanis Rodriguez held an in-person roundtable with the media outlet on January 14th to express the agency's commitment towards street safety as well as to showcase the commitment to community engagement through partnerships with media outlets. Please watch our special report.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Nick Benson. I'm the Chief Communications Officer for New York City DOT. Just want to welcome all of you and thank you for coming. One of our major priorities and commitments as an agency is to strengthen the relationships and the engagement that we have with all community and ethnic media outlets. I'm really proud of the work that we have done on that and the relationships you've built with so many members of our staff and through the Mayor's Office of Community and Ethnic Media. If you haven't interacted with him before, we have William Jimenez. He's our Deputy Press Secretary for Ethnic and Community Media. One of the great things at DOT is that we're the first among city agencies to have a dedicated person to engage with community and ethnic media outlets, so he is always available when you have questions or if you need anything and to share information. And the reason we're able to make this progress that we have and to build these contacts and relationships is because of the leadership of Commissioner Rodriguez, who from the beginning when I got here into my role, wanted to really make this a priority for this agency, and it's definitely a priority for Mayor Adams as well. So without further ado, I'll quickly introduce each person here. So I guess we'll just pass the mic, and I'll start with JD from the Mayor's Office of Community and Ethnic Media.
Good afternoon. I'm extremely pleased to be here, both as a representative of City Hall and Mayor Adams, as well as a partner of DOT. Working with them has been wonderful. They absolutely understand that when New York City wants to speak to, when the New York City government wants to speak to the citizens of New York City, it is important that we speak in all the languages and all the backgrounds and all the neighborhoods and we speak what we need to say where you are. The most important thing is that we don't try to make sure you understand us and that we're speaking in a way that is distant.
So again, thank you all for coming. Again, as JD mentioned, this is a space where we invite all of the media vendors that we work with, but also folks that we work with on the press side, to just learn a little bit about, some of our safety educational campaigns that we launch every single year. And again, we're hoping to continue these campaigns for this year as well, so we're hoping to get into some of those conversations as well. But again, thank you all for making it out. Seems like it's a pretty packed house, but thank you.
My name is William Jimenez, Ethnic Community Media Coordinator, and we're glad everybody to see all of you guys here. Thanks for coming again, and God bless you.
I always say that we have to, give a purpose to our life. And I know that it doesn't matter those of you who are behind the camera, those of you who are, doing any live transmission, anyone that have blog, newspaper, if we don't understand that we have to, use our life to make a difference. And I think that, any opportunity that we have when you are behind publishing a newspaper, you have to think about it. And I'm making a difference, and I'm pushing the envelope, and I'm, using this great platform. Here we have Luis Camilo, who is the producer of Despierta America, which is like the national more early morning TV program, that, and again, like, humble guy, stay in the community, but always connecting, and that is pushing a story, in this case, to celebrate the contribution of Latino. Those of you who've been with me already for years, you know that you're going to be tired and fed up to be listening to me, my 1-minute story, which is about, I used to work in this building doing sandwiches, in the 1980s on my second job. My first job was working at food concept in a O. Henry restaurant that used to be at West 4th and 6th Avenue. Now when I walk by, now there's a Capitol band there with my 2 daughters. I just tell my daughters, this is where your dad started here in the basement of this building. Same thing here, at that time, Food Concept Corporation used to be a network of cafeteria. It's like when you go to CUNY or any campus, the cafeteria that you have at City College, most likely is the same owner who also had the cafeteria at Hunter College. In different campuses, the same thing in those, a building. There's always cafeteria. The one here is at the first floor right now. But when I used to work here, that used to be at the 40th floor. And that used to be Chase Bank, who used to own most of those floors here. I never thought, serving sandwiches to those CEO or whoever used to work here at some point, decades after, because I pushed myself and help people to, push me, and also to keep moving forward as an immigrant that I was at that time. That yes, English was not, and it still is not my first language today. So 4 million people in our trains, 1 million people in our buses, 200 million trips in bike in 2023. So we, in our policy responsibility that we have to lead the agency, it is about being popular and not seeing that there is a 200 million bike trips. That when you place an order for a good food because at 7 p.m. one day you are so tired, and instead of you getting to doing your cooking or your partners and whoever, now you say, let me place the order, or your daughter and son, right? They say, let's place whatever they want to eat. Oh, I don't know about you, I live at 200th Street in that area, but 15 years ago, restaurants only delivered to around 10 blocks around where where we live. Not anymore. You can live in Riverdale, and a restaurant will deliver to you. It doesn't matter if the restaurant is at 200th Street, 168th Street, or even in the Upper West Side. They will charge more, but the food is going to our places. It's the same pattern that we find in Queens, in Brooklyn, in Staten Island, and in Manhattan. People are moving in our bike, not only for recreational, not only for educational, but also for, delivering our food. So they are here and they will not leave. And we have to understand that when someone get a bike or walk or take the bus and the train, they are contributing to save our planet. That Sandy, Maria, Katrina, snowstorm, that didn't happen, in our grandfather generation. There was someone in Far Rockaway that we know that had to deal with the flooding in Staten Island. And as a human being, sometimes we think about the moment. The moment when the flooding is happening and some people die in the basement. Let's think about before. What can we do? 25% of the pollution in New York City is happening because of vehicles.
Thank you very much. This is Manzoor Hussain. I work for Hussain TV and newspaper, the name of Dunya. We know DOT is doing a lot and running an aggressive campaign to educate people. But the question is that, what's your future plan to reduce the death rates in New York City? There are so many curbside accidents as well. And now we've witnessed that crosswalk, drivers, crazy drivers, you can say, they are really careless. They do carelessness even when people are crosswalking. So is there any enforcement to penalize them because children and so many, as you said, citizen, and Mr. JD said that it's all about life, death, and safety. Thank you very much.
I gotta say, as I said before, that on this administration, when I became a commissioner in 22, immediately the mayor increased my budget by 18%, and in 23, the mayor also add almost $350 million to all the projects that we're doing. And everything is in the middle, a lot of PEC that we have to do with financial crisis, things that we have to balance the budget, things that we learn now from this role as administrator, not a legislator anymore, not an organizer anymore, to use the limited resources. So I can say that we have done a number of race crosswalk that work, because when you do a race crosswalk, think about any race crosswalk that you have seen in your community. In Spanish, son los policías acotados. So if you look at, in this case, in the northern Manhattan, 181st and Fort Washington is one of those. So if you think the Starbucks cafe that is there, but if you cross, from north to south in that intersection, you will see now that they erase crosswalk. There's an elevation or more asphalt in that area. The reason why the raised crosswalk work is because if anyone is speeding, the car will get hurt, and that person doesn't want to hurt the car too. So I think that we will continue. What is the future? Not to give up. For me, I always say I'm Tio 4. And everything I do, now I say I get paid to do what I love to do. We look on how underserved community, working class community, in the past, they were left out. And we say, no, we have to invest, in equal resources to underserved community. And those things are happening in the last couple of years, and we have seen the results. Is that all? No. We have to continue doing more.